Hello. What's up, guys? How we doing, man? That Hulk Hogan song was sick just now. Sitting here rocking the fuck out. Just lower that a little bit. I'm gonna change it. I don't think I can listen to Hogan over and over and over again. How's everybody doing today? Surprised to see this many people in the afternoons. I hope you're okay with this time frame because I'm gonna be doing a lot of these. So just be prepared. If you got nothing to do in the middle of the afternoons, you'll be joining me. I got a lot of stuff to finish up. And I figure, fuck it, I might as well just do these live. I kind of got annoyed with setting up cameras and filming and then editing after everything after the fact. So I just said, fuck it, I'll just start doing these things live. Fuck it, I'll do it live. Oh, thank you, bud. I appreciate that. I'll just sound off for everybody right here because I didn't realize this many people were going to be hanging out this afternoon. Action Figure Addicts 112. Hey, buddy, good stream with Mython. It was pretty good stuff, man. I'm impressed. Roll Keeper, my man. Watched Monday Night Raw for the first time in a while yesterday. I was impressed. I'm shocked that it's to 2 hours. I think I read that somewhere, but didn't even realize it. Fucking 10 p.m. it was done. I was like, God damn. Jason, what's up, bud? Thank you for hanging out while you're at work. I appreciate you for whatever, how long you stay. Thanks, man. And Just Jeff is in the house. What's up, bud? It's good to always talk to you. I'll see you later tonight when we play D&D, of course. I'm getting all this stuff. So, my wife is crazy. She's messaging me. Shane is in the house. What's up, bud? I was just talking to you about some custom work. I'm going to talk about it in a second. A couple customs that I got planned that I'm going to be working on soon. Talking to Mikey and Gun Bunny and all these other customizers that fuck with action figures like Gaines. My creative juice is flowing. But I think it's too much at once. I yelled at my wife today about having too many hobbies, and I think I have kind of the same problem. Like, I like doing play motion, stop motion, but I also like building dioramas and now customizing figures. It's just, might be too much. But that's why I'm kind of switching things up on the channel. I'd rather focus more on the creativity of building things and making things than just the old, riffing. I like riffing, don't get me wrong. But I want to get more productive with the channel. I want to make more stuff, I like the castle diorama we made together, but I don't like the fact that it's incomplete. Like, I still got to do the spackle. So it's just shit like that. And I tell myself, well, instead of just sitting here filming that part and editing it and doing all that bullshit, just go live with it. Fuck it. Everybody learns together. Because I'm going to fuck up too, man. We're all going to fuck up. So let's fuck up together. That's how I look at it. So that's why if anybody's like caught off guard by these afternoon streams, like what the fuck, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's the best time for me because everything's done. Like, my father would be done with dialysis by this time. It's quiet because my mother goes to pick up my nephews. My wife is at work. So she's very missed, but I know she's watching. So I can kind of get work done because it's quiet. It's just me and my pops here. So we'll see. Turkish Murphy in the house. What's up, bud? Good to see you in the house, man. Kaiju Kitty. What's up, bud? Welcome on time for once. It's all good. I don't ever hold anything against people when they are running late. I do not care. Of course, my wife is in the house. Hi, pretty boy. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. She's something else. Are you not in so much pain? I'm in a lot of pain. It's my personal message from my wife. I'll just answer right here for you. I'm in a lot of pain. Dude, it's fucking crazy, man. Shane, why didn't we talk about the Dogman? Oh, Dogman's coming. Her episode for the Dogman's coming. We were just talking about that, me and her. And now Felix just hit me up, and now I have to help him film a promo by Friday for someplace in Bolivia, because that's where he's going next to wrestle. What the fuck? Never ends here at my house. I'll tell you what did end my wrestling days, producing wrestling. I think it's coming to an end. Kind of over it. Looking for a new outlet. So that's another reason why I'm going to be going live in the afternoons. So I hope you're ready to see this annoying face making shit. Speaking of which, we're going to start small for now because I got my other camera set up right here. I'll bring it in. Shibuya. Let's go right here. These are the walls for the shelves for Mikey. So Mikey asked me if I can make him some dioramas for his shelving. He gave me the measurements and everything like that. And I immediately told him that I don't want to do XPS foam because it'll take up too much space, and I don't have a good foam cutter, a wire foam cutter, so I can cut those like half inch boards in half to a quarter inch. And honestly, I'm not buying one of those 8-foot sheets, so I'm not going crazy like that. So I just asked him if he'd be okay with me using EVA foam, because if I was going to build it for my shelf, that's what I would use. It takes up less space. It'll take a little bit more punishment, like XPS foam. If it keeps getting hit, eventually it starts to crack through the paint and everything like that. You start to see the pink or green, whatever color you buy, whatever store you get it from. With EVA foam, you don't really get it. And if there are cracks, if he watches the replay, if he comes in at any moment, JMK, if at any moment you see cracks on paint on EVA foam, you can just hit it with a heat gun on a low setting and all the cracks go away. The paint looks brand new. That's another reason why I use EVA foam. That was a cosplay trick. Whenever you made cosplay costumes and you painted it, you wore it out that time to the con. By the time you got back, it had creases and fucking dents and cracks. All you had to do was take it home, hit it with a heat gun, and a lot of those cracks and shit just disappeared, and the paint came back. You know, you only got so many times at that before you had to like repaint and touch up, but it always worked. So, you know, if you're thinking about maybe switching, you know, like I said, I love XPS foam. I love it. I love the fact that it's a little bit more rigid. It kind of doesn't warp. Sometimes I have seen a couple pieces that are fucked up, but for the most part, a lot of XPS is not warped. So you got to worry about EVA foam because it's very, pliable, it's very soft. So you got to have like a backing, and that's. I went to Home Depot, and I got that card, like not I don't want to call it cardboard. I don't know, it's particle board, whatever it is, that shit behind a bookshelf. You know those things. You guys know what I'm talking about. Yeah, everybody here has put a bookshelf together. That shit you nail in with the little nails. They sell it at Home Depot for like $6. Okay, I think a 2-foot by 4-foot section, and I cut it to what I needed to, and I just used. Now here's the thing: when it comes to glue with EVA foam, you can use hot glue. Hot glue will hold, but hot glue with EVA foam, you'll see it'll leave, like, I don't want to say texture, but it'll leave bubbles or like ridges. It'll raise it because you can't really smush hot glue down all that great. It just kind of and then just raises up somewhere else. So usually you use contact cement, or what I started using is the spray Gorilla Glue. That fucking shit, buds, it works. Let me tell you. You spray both things. So I sprayed the foam and then the piece of board. Wait 10 seconds to 30 seconds. I think as they said 15 to 30 seconds. And then you just join the pieces together, and it's just like contact cement. Contact cement works too, but contact cement gets very messy and you got to brush it, and it's a whole fucking thing. The spray is done. So, he's forget that. He's right here. What's up, Mike? Yeah, how you doing, man? I was just talking about you, about the reason I'm using EVA foam for you is if, like, when you have this stuff, if in time it starts to kind of crack, the paint starts to crack, you can hit it with a dryer or a heat gun, and because it's EVA foam, a lot of times the paint will straighten out and all the cracks and shit will go away. So, but these are the pieces that I cut out for the side walls. You said you wanted 2 shelves for now. So I did 2 sets of walls. One's going to be an interior, like a factory, he asked, and one is going to be an exterior, which I guess would be a factory too, but it'd be the back of the factory. So I'm going to kind of give them like an alleyway feel. I got some stuff I want to show you. I want to show you what I got just to see if it'll fit on your shelf. So I'm glad you're in here, buddy. So give me a second, and I will go grab that. 1 second. All right, right on. So when Loki Wartooth sent me that box of 3D printed stuff, it just had some random shit in it. It had this half dumpster in it. Obviously, I was assuming he was supposed to print the other half, and it would clip into these little clips here. Now, you said you wanted some half pieces to kind of dress up the diorama. It also comes with a top. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting it to the back of the diorama this way, right? And getting, I don't know if you have a mirror. I don't know if the backs of your are the backs of your shelves mirrored. Because if they're mirrored, when you sit this fucker all the way at the back, it'll look complete. If not, I will get a mirror for you, and I'll just ship it with all this shit. And you put the mirror with it, and it'll look like a full dumpster. So, but I'm going to give you this so you could kind of pose your guys on it. It'll be able to open. You can put shit inside of it. But I would, like I said, recommend just sliding it up against the wall so it's this way. And no one's the wiser. Like I said, with the mirror here, when someone looks at your shelf, it'll look like the fucking oopsie. It'll look like the dumpster is complete. But I appreciate Loki Wartooth sending me this. It actually now is coming in handy because I'm going to be able to make it work for your shelved IO, or at least the outside part. So I don't know. Like I said, if just keep that in mind, guys. If you're having a shelf diorama and you want to put stuff like that, do half and just put a mirror behind it, and it'll just do that old mirror trick, and people will think that you have a full dumpster. I also found these. I was cleaning my my diorama table and all the shit under it, and I found these, and I found like scraps of this green fabric that I absolutely love. And I want to make some more of these, but for the Dr. Doom. This is a perfect green velvet fabric for it. Very thick. I think my wife was sewing this, and it sewed pretty well. I don't know if she's probably still in chat. But I'm going to cut some of these up now. This is what I'm talking about, like some of the light projects that I'm doing now. Before I walk over there and start drawing lines, I'm going to fuck my hands up. My back and neck are killing me today. So I'm just going to kind of work slow. And I can hang out with you guys, take some breaks. Take a smoke break from time to time. And, just like I said, hang out on a Tuesday afternoon until I feel like I'm done, So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. If you guys got nothing to do, if you're at work and you're allowed to hang out with a computer on, thank you for wanting to listen to me. I appreciate you. So from when I switch over to that table, I will switch microphones. I'll have my wireless one. And then, like I said, when I come back over here, I'll switch it back over to this bitch. I did make some cool stuff that I did want to show. I'm going to show all this kinds of stuff on this. I made a bunch of cigarettes out of epoxy sculpt. I just, you roll it kind of like spaghetti till it gets so thin. And then I literally just cut them to size, and then I painted them. And then I just used a yellowish orange Sharpie for the filter parts. The little bowl pieces were from that Harry Potter mini universe things. It's the little ladle that goes inside the cauldron. You just take it and bend the handle. It's not even metal, it's plastic, but it stays. It doesn't go back once you bend it. And I just cut the end, flattened it with a pair of pliers so it looks like a mouthpiece. And now I got 2 Gandalf pipes in that bitch too. I made an ashtray too. That's that little black circle thing is. And I made a couple like small ones that look like cigarette butts, so I could put in the ashtray. Like I said, devil's in the details, man. Even though you might not see it, but I figured because I'm creating so many gangsters now, I have so many guys in suits and shit. Cigarettes are necessary, right? So, and this was kind of like my I've used epoxy sculpt a few times now. And now I'm ready for like my next big project, which is the next custom guy I'm gonna make. I always keep talking about the 2004 Batman cartoon. I'm finally gonna try to make that Batman and Batmobile coming into the winter. So I'm already working on the buck for it. I don't know if Zakanin is gonna come in here at all, but he probably watched the replay. But Zakanin was able to procure me 2 of the White Panther figures from that Black Panther wave, and I'm gonna fuck around with some methods and try to make my own the Batman Marvel Legends figure. which will, if it works out good, will probably become my definitive Batman figure because I don't like any of the McFarlanes. So we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna cut this out. First, I'm gonna draw out. I'm gonna just show you guys if you want to make a banner for yourselves. Like you don't have to buy these things. Also, he sent me this. Loki War 2 sent me this sewer grate, which I'm also gonna incorporate into Mikey's dial. There's a bucket over there that I found under my table with a bunch of shit. So I hope you're ready for chains and a bunch of shit. I'm gonna dress these goddamn things up good for you, man. So I'm gonna fucking take this. This is just scrap fabric that I stole from my wife. Because she stole it from me first. Because I had gotten this for the original throne room that I was gonna make was gonna be for Dr. Doom, obviously. But once Cobra came out, Mike was like, "Oh shit, you can make all kinds of stuff in Mindbender and all that shit." So basically, what I'm gonna do here is I'll just point this down so you guys can see what I'm working on. You don't need to see my fucking ugly face. I'm gonna make this a longer banner too, but I'm just using this as my base because I like the point at the end, and I just take a sharp. What I usually do is I just draw this thing first. Okay, so I know I'm gonna leave the axis though because I'm gonna fold it over and sew it. But I just want to know that I have the ability to do this. Like I said, listen, if you're bored, I'm sorry. If you're willing to learn, then I guess you came to the right place. If not, like I said, I apologize. What do you want from me? That's life in the big city. I just move it up. It's gonna give me an idea of what I want. Boom. See? There's my banner. Okay. Now, obviously, you're gonna have to fold it over. So now I'm gonna make that part. I just draw my little triangle lines here first. I'm no seamstress, but I just play one on TV. I'm just kidding. You see like how I just made these little lines? Move this up. Okay, now you basically go bang. And now those will fold over and give me a nice little seam. Baby, you watching this? I'm fucking a seamstress right now. I'm blowing your goddamn mind. This whole time you were like sitting there going, oh, he lied to me, this motherfucker. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Now I just eyeball this because you're folding it over anyway. So it doesn't fucking really matter. Here's the thing. I have another one of these pieces. I hope it's long enough because I want it this long. Oh, listen to her giving me my fucking flowers. I appreciate it, lady. Thank you, my love. Boom. See? That's going to be my little fold over piece. Like I said, if you fuck up, just draw. Who gives a shit? It's going to be folded over and sewn. No one's going to see this. And this fabric is pretty thick, so the marker ain't going to seep through. I'm going to show you eventually. Like I said, I'm going to be doing these a lot nowadays. So I'm going to show you how to do fucking capes too. I'm just going to show you how to fucking do them. If you want me to make you one, I'll make you one. Obviously, we'll talk turkey offline and shit like that. But if you just want to learn how to make them yourself, I'm just going to show you, you know? And then at that point, let the chips fall where they may. I just want to clean this up. I don't like how messy. All right, there you go. I'm using my wife's fancy fabric scissors. These are only used for fabric. She yells whenever I grab them for anything else. This is fabric, babe. So get off my ass. Good ASMR, right? Put it up. What's those fabric shears? Get that ASMR right here. Ready? Anybody fans of ASMR? My wife loves that shit, but she loves like the weird ones, like people eating pickles and shit. What the fuck's the matter with you? Gonna need one of those fabric tables with the fucking groove in it. Cut straight. Now, if you got nothing to do right now and you want to start cutting stuff up and creating shit for yourself, take this time to get up, grab your project that you had sitting on the shelf, start working on that shit, man. Let's be about finishing projects, you know? Like I said, this is going to be probably Dr. Doom. It's just this green matches that perfectly. I did see, I don't know if anybody else saw, Gaines sent me a picture from a throne or like a chair from Michael's for $6. I don't know if it's still there. I have to go over there and look. I just don't have the capper right now. But I wanted to use that for Dr. Doom's chair. When I saw it, that was immediately what I thought. But yeah. So like, I want to do a setup with Dr. Doom. I got a lot of those. What is it? Captain Marvel, Dr. Doom 2-packs from Ollie's. Which when I went back to Ollie's recently, I saw they restocked those. I was pretty shocked. As well as those Elvis MODOKs. I saw those there too at my Ollie's, if anybody's looking. And I saw Nighthawk and basically with their Flash and Batman. Which I realized that I'm going to need Nighthawk because I need his feet. I need his feet for my White Panther figure for Batman. So I'm probably going to have to go over there and grab him. I did get my Road Pig finally. I got Road Pig in the mail. I got some other stuff. Tomorrow during the Wake and Bake, it's going to be an impromptu opening session because I got so much shit here at the side of my table that I got to open. And I ain't doing that on Sunday during the pre-roll stuff. Sunday during the pre-roll is probably going to be more kind of like this shit. Maybe with a little bit more of the riffing, you know? Ollie's is really becoming like the toy central place. Oh, it's like the place to go for fucking Ollie's. It's crazy, man. I don't get it. Mouth sound day, and I'm like, you're sick, lady. I get it with you at work, probably Mikey. But you know what? I'm sure the second you get home, you're gonna jump right on top of a project, man. I'm excited. I will say this, but I got some action figure heads I have to send to you because I'm gonna need them painted and maybe even put with bodies. I mean, I already told you about Rambo, but in that pile of heads that Loki Wartooth sent me, he sent me Danny Trejo's machete, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Machete. And I don't know what body to use for that. So if anybody has any ideas, what buck would you use for a Danny Trejo machete? Because I definitely want that in my collection. I do not work, punk. I am unfortunately on disability because of neck and back problems. And we like to craft while we're home. So join us, if you will. I'm making a Dr. Doom banner. Making a Dr. Doom banner based off my Cobra banner. Which is a little longer. And this one's going to be stitched. But we'll grab this bitch. Make my second one. You can't have one banner without the other, correct? And perfect. Perfect scrap, babe. My wife comes through with the scrap fabric. For a nice Dr. Doom, potential Dr. Doom dial. Doom should be bigger. You're absolutely right, Shane. You are not wrong, my man. So, yeah, Shane, how are things over there with the hurricane, bud? Are you all right? I just saw everybody having some rough times. That goddamn hurricane. I think Sam Edwards had some issues too with the hurricane. Did he not? Hope everybody's all right, man. We'll just go up. All right, so I'll have two pretty much of the same size banner. Who the hell's messaging me? Oh yeah, Jesus. I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys can be doing anything with your Tuesday afternoon. But you're hanging out with me right now while I make some shit. And like I said, if the creative juices are starting to flow and you got nothing to do, come on, man. Come hang out. Let's work together. Let me know what you're working on. I am looking for the rest of the Hydra Stomper wave. I saw that they had Yelena from What If. That has the body. I have the leg already because I came with that fucking guy from Secret Invasion. What's her face is there? Thanos, Gamora. I might wind up fucking finishing Amadeus Chow too, because I realized that whole wave is pretty much there. So it's like, what the fuck? Which Yelena do you guys need? Is it from the What If? Because I think I saw her at my Ollie's. So if anybody's looking, I'll go back. I'll go this week and look. Like I said, I can't make no guarantees because those fucking Marvel figures fly out the door at Ollie's. All right, thank you, Alpha. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, Oos. I like that Rock return, that Bad Blood on Saturday. I don't know if anybody's watching wrestling. Maybe Rollkeeper's still in here. The Rock is definitely going to become the new tribal chief, courtesy of Solo Sikoa. He's going to give him those peppers that they wear around their neck. The Rock makes me laugh. He's the only fucking guy that comes back with a belt. Didn't win it. What the fuck are you doing? So now you take these and pin them, right? Boom, boom. And then you get your nice little tip. And now because this is not as, it's a little longer, I can now even the odds here. Even it up. Oh yeah, for sure he is. For sure. Like I said, it's really good fabric. It's like this velour velvet. I don't know how much I got it for. I remember getting it for this reason, and my wife took it. Then I took the shit back. Give me it back. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Gonna do some crafting while you work. Yeah. Enjoy your day, punk. Jeez. And then the scraps will go in the trash. Lady. She doesn't throw none of her scraps out. I found a fucking bag of just scraps. And I know people are like, well, you never know you can use them. But not fabric. Let me tell you something. How you gonna what are you gonna use an isosceles triangle piece of fabric? What are you gonna do with it? Please tell me. She's got fucking all kinds of the weird ones. You're like, what the fuck? Where are you putting this piece of fabric? I'm gonna put it in Mikey's dumpster. There you go. Right in the trash. Hey, Viper Scout, what's up, bud? I only got a bunch of stuff in Thor vs. Destroyer, Super Daptoid, and all the D&D stuff, but no Joes. My Ollie's never has Joes neither. It had what was the sister from the Dreadnoughts? They had her, and they had a couple Sergeant Stalkers, which I immediately bought. But that's all I ever saw in terms of Joes at Ollie's. I'm shocked to see this many Marvel Legends. I never saw this many Marvel Legends come my way. I usually see them on the groups people find the good ones, the good hauls. I'm shocked to see what I saw the last time I went. It was pretty impressive. So I'm gonna go back and see, because like I said, there was figures that you could complete Build-A-Figures with. I was shocked to see that many there. I did not expect that. Hey, Jay Gonzo in the house. What's up, bud? How you doing, brother? I said that like a Simone. How you doing, brother? What's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, no, yeah, it's all, they're all gone. There's no Joes by me, man. Although I hope to see that 2-pack come up soon. The Roadblock Tripwire one, the Tiger Force. That'd be nice. That'd be a pleasant surprise to see at Ollie's. And I'm assuming it'll wind up there. You bitch, don't pass my comments. You're saying hello to everybody. What do you want me to post? You should be at work. You're at work right now. I know where you are. Slack it on the job. What, I gotta call your fucking boss? I gotta call your supervisor. Like, you got a fucking Dominican lady sitting there, she with her fucking feet up watching me on the computer right now. Think you need to send her ass back to work. That's maybe 3/4. That's what happened to me, because they had the Squadron Supreme. Like I said, they had Nighthawk and that Speedster dude. Then they had Crossfire and a couple people to complete Amadeus Chow, so a totally awesome Hulk. And then they had a couple to because I want to complete the What If Hydra Stomper, and they had a couple pieces to do that, but I was flat broke. I was only there to pick up the Miggs Mayfield figure because I wanted to make my Bill Burr custom. So I was the only there to spend $9 on Bill Burr. Like, I could not spend any more. And but it was all there. It was shocking. Like I said, even that MODOK, and I really don't give a fuck about that MODOK figure, but it's the other figure in there that you could fuck with. The dude that it comes with him. So I was like, it's good fodder. That's good, custom pieces if you need like somebody in a I think he's wearing regular clothing. But I don't give a fuck about the Elvis MODOK. But it was there. It was a lot. It was lousy with him. It usually happens right around this time, because this is when the holiday season's coming, and that place is going to get raided by everybody buying gifts for fucking Christmas and shit. So I would totally, if I was you, I would start checking all my Ollies, because they're starting to really, because this is what happened last year. This is when I went in there last year. They had Black Series helmets, the Marvel Legends Captain America shield. They had like Thor's hammer. Like, I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. Went back the next week to just go pick up a helmet I was going to buy for a friend for Christmas, and everything was gone. So you got to be careful. When you see that shit at Ollie's, if you're broke, there's a good chance that it might not be there when you go back, man. It sucks. The Tracksuit Mafia, I see him showing up everywhere at Ollie's, but he hasn't shown up by mine yet. I'm going to double check again. If he's there, I'm grabbing so many of him. I love that figure. It's the worst, bud. It's the fucking worst. So today, what I'm going to do on this stream is I'm going to draw some lines on this foam, because we're going to have to do bricks. And anybody who knows about bricks knows it's mind-numbing. I don't know how small I'm going to do the bricks, because it's I'm assuming it's for 112. Mikey, if you're still in here, could you please? It's for 112 scale figures, or it's for 118. I think that would be a important element to know before I start drawing lines into this thing. The only reason I don't like Black Series figures, Viper Scout. I do not. The only reason I got Miggs Mayfield is because I want Bill Burr. Only reason. I made a custom Bill Burr figure, and that was the only reason. I do not buy Black Series figures. I don't like the way they articulate. The detail on the face is good. The face sculpts are good. Like, they look like the actors and stuff, but I don't like that they're so much smaller than other figures. It's not really, those figures really aren't for me. They fucking do, bud. They disappear into the ether and you never see them again, or you see them at a toy show for double the price. And you're like, fuck you and your goddamn price. Piece of shit. I do have a couple photographers in here, and I'm going to show you guys something. I was going to make a video for it, but like I said, I'm going to not worry about that right now. This thing, definitely worth every penny. It's $100. It's a mini fog machine for your photographer. You turn it on, little cloud comes on, right? Gives you all the options, the fan speed, and the amount of smoke that you want. This is the attachment that I would highly recommend. It comes with it. This creates the mist around legs perfectly. I'm going to show you it right now. And I forgot, I'll show you this too. This is a remote. Comes out of the machine. So you can set up the machine and just control it from behind the camera if need be. But I'm going to show you right here on my thing how it stays. Now, when you first put the oil in, you wait 3 minutes. I've already put oil in here. It's been sitting here for a while. So when you first put your oil in, you got to wait 3 minutes because it's got to prime the machine, and then you can fuck with it. I would highly recommend putting more smoke. The more smoke, the better it looks. But let's take a look. As you could see, it literally just fills. Now you can move it slowly, and it'll stay. Just sticks around. Highly recommend. Could not recommend this thing more. I just wanted to show because I knew Shane was in here. I didn't realize Punk with Toys was going to be joining us. And I know he's taken a lot of pictures lately. So I would highly, highly, highly recommend this Ulanzi, it's called. Filmog fog machine. Highly recommend. So if you're into photography, if you're into stop motion, into play motion, I got this for $90 on Amazon. So highly recommend. It really takes things up a notch. And it makes things easier because I was using a regular size fog machine and I had to put it on an actual work ladder and above the whole set because it had to be higher. So the smoke kind of just went down the tube and it was so fucking annoying. This thing filled up my set within a matter of seconds with enough smoke that I didn't have to worry about because like the big fog machine will fuck up your whole room. Your whole room will wind up look like you fucking hotboxed your room. Whereas this is perfect, man. And for the price, can't beat it. $90. It's on Amazon. I think the most you'll buy for on Amazon is maybe $120. But like I said, if you're into photography, if you're into stop motion, if you're into that stuff, the best little piece of advice I ever got when it came to photography and filming and shit like that was you want to create depth in the image. You don't want a flat image. So having smoke behind the person or the toy, whatever it is, the product, it just gives it a level of depth. That's kind of what you want. You want the image to never look flat. When an image looks flat, that's when people kind of like, they're not into it. So just always keep that in mind. Just food for thought. Go, when you take pictures, try to add depth. The atmosphere spray that you could buy is a little expensive. That's why I went with this thing for $100. And the cool thing about this is the company tells you how to make the juice, the fog juice. So you don't have to buy their fog juice. You don't have to go out and buy shit. You can literally go buy it yourself. And there's a video on the Instagram that shows you how to mix the proper mixtures. Two things. It's a vegetable glycerin and something else. I forgot what the other thing is. And it's like a 25 to 100 ratio. So it's like a quarter to a full. You just put a little bit of the one and then a bunch of vegetable glycerin. You mix it. And then you'll get this amazing smoke whenever you need. So That was another deciding factor. The fact that they weren't fucking hoarding the fog juice, going, you can only buy ours, can't use anybody else's. So it's shit like that. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I like that, man. It's absolutely true, buddy. It's absolutely true. That was one of the only things I'm glad I learned at film school, because I didn't learn anything else there. I'll tell you that. I knew everything else. When Jerk says that shit about film school, he ain't lying. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a racket. Because all film school is creativity. You just got to be creative. It's really all it is at the end of the day. So don't let them fucking kid you. Same thing. The only thing you would need to learn is the programs. So if they had like a technical school to teach you how to use Photoshop, Premiere Pro, and that stuff, I'd understand that. Because learning that, you should pay to learn that. Because it's a whole fucking thing in itself. That I understand. But when it comes to like filmmaking and writing films and writing and shit like that, you don't fucking need some idiot now to tell you how to write. Just fucking write. It's about creativity. Just be creative. Because a lot of times, man, I like a movie that you might not like and vice versa. So what difference does it make? Why do I got to go to a school for that? I was so angry halfway through the school. I was telling teachers, this is a bunch of bullshit. And they could not tell me it wasn't. That's how fucking crazy it was. Oh, hey, bud. This is a middle of the afternoon stream. I'm about to work on some projects. So I'm just right now is getting set up. I told everybody about my awesome fog machine. And I made a Dr. Doom banner. I think that was it. And I showed off my little cigarettes, my little action figure cigarettes. I made these epoxy sculpts and the bowl pieces. Because, sometimes action figures need some weed too, man. The fuck? I can't hoard it all. Right? So, I'm about to go over there now, so I'm going to switch to these to this wireless mic. So, I'm going to shut this one off in a second and then just turn this one on. It'll sound much different, but I wouldn't even say that, man. It's one of those things. It's like the shit they would teach it, and then I remember the one when I told the teacher, like literally, it was like, "Yo, man, this is a fucking racket." He sent me to watch a video like it was in the curriculum, right? And it was like that week's lesson plan, and it was like videos, and you had to watch the videos on how to do a certain thing. I forgot what it was, and I went on there, and I had already watched the video because it had started where I had left off. And I was like, what the fuck? And I went back and I told him, I watched this already. This is what you're telling people to do? Like, I'm thinking I'm going to your website. Like, you're the teacher. I'm going to your thing. And you're going to show me what you did. No, instead, you're sending me to Film Riot. I've been to Film Riot. Why the fuck are you sending me there? And I paid for this? Like I said that to him. I was real mad. Not happy. Like I said, so when it comes to like that kind of shit, just be creative. Don't let anybody tell you got to go to school for that shit. So, fuck that bullshit. Imagine how many visionary movies would have never been made. It's the truth. It's the truth. And a lot of times that shit happens. Yo, man, a lot of people were like, yeah, it's the truth, though, dude. It splits out of the tips of grill and skewers. Nice. That works too. I've done that too with the sticks. This was just done with epoxy sculpt. I just rolled it real thin, and I was like, "Fuck! This is so thin. I can make cigarettes." And I made cigarettes. I have so many gangsters now. Christopher Walken is sitting on my shelf. I feel like he needs a cigarette. Tombstone, Jigsaw, and all those guys. I'm gonna buy a couple more suited bodies. I want to build out a mafia. I feel like I need to. I'm Italian. So let me switch over. I'm gonna go over there, and we're gonna draw some lines. So if I don't answer the chat, I'll answer it when I come back. For a smoke break. Can you hear me now? Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I'm here now because I can hear myself. Thank you. Artie's calling me. Already got my attention. Got me go over to the computer. Appreciate you, bud. All right. So this is Artie's techno drum. And I'm going to paint it and try to make it look like a scale model, like for a movie or some shit. So basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to paint it silver. It's missing a lot of the pieces inside of it. I'll move the camera up a little bit just so you can kind of see it better. There you go. It's missing pretty much everything inside of it. I never had this thing as a kid, so I don't know what the fuck it came with. But it's got like the outer shell, which is good. It doesn't have the eyeball. So I'm going to make that from scratch. I'm going to make it light up. It does have this little like thing still. I'm going to keep all that stuff, but he's not going to play with this thing. So I don't have to worry about making it playable. So I just want to make it cool so he can set it up maybe on his coffee table, have like a cool little coffee table piece that lights up. And even maybe have storage if he wants to put shit inside of it. And you can hide your weed in it. But yeah, so I'm going to work on this after I'm done with a little bit of this. Like I said, when it came to this, I used EVA foam. I just cut a square. He said it was 15 and a half inches deep by 13 inches, 13 and an eighth inch high. And this is what we came up with here. Now the back piece I told you is like that shit with the that you put on the back of a shelf. I accidentally cut these too short. They were supposed to be 15 inches deep. I only cut them 13 by 13. That's why there's a little bit of access on the side. But I figured if he needs to take them out, he can get his finger behind it now and pull them out of the shelf. So it actually worked out in my favor. Also, I have to cut a section out of the back for his lights. I think he said it was a 3/4 inch in or 2 inch in, 3/4 inch deep. So I got to go 3/4 inches deep by 2 inches long. So it'll fit right around his light. So there's that. But I'm going to do, like I said, we have two here that are going to be an exterior building. So it'll sit there like this. And I'm going to give him a floor piece that I'm not going to attach this. I'm not going to attach this shit to it because it's going to be sitting flat on the shelf. He's not going to need that. So this, I'm going to go to the store and get that double-sided tape. And that's his call if he wants to do it, Mikey. You don't have to. It's just going to be there if you want to. You could peel it and stick it to the wall so it doesn't fall down on you or it doesn't warp in time because it is EVA foam. I am going to blast it with heat one more time when I draw the lines in and shape it some more to make sure it's nice and straight for you. When I stick it in the box, I'm going to have it nice and tight so it'll ship like it won't warp. I'm going to make sure that you get taken care of. I'm not going to fuck anything up. But he wants a door on one and I think a window maybe on. I'm thinking a window on the other wall because I don't want the wall to be too plain. The inside, I'm going to add some pillars on either side of the walls. I'm going to hang some chains. We're going to hang some piping because it's going to be the inside of a factory. Now, as well as the dumpster, Loki Wartooth gave me a bunch of shit here that I'm going to try to work into this thing. And starting with some windows. So I'm going to work that window in. Might do two because I got two from him. So I'm going to put two windows in on one side. And I'm going to frame out a door myself and make the door myself out of balsa wood on this side. I'm going to make a regular size door, Mikey, not a garage. Because if I make a garage door, it's just going to take up the whole space. Because I got a garage door here. But maybe you tell me. But if you like it, I'll just give you this. If not, I'll make one from scratch. It's not a big deal. I made this one from scratch too. But this is my base. So if you use a garage door, that'll look like that. So it takes up a lot of the space. Now, I don't mind because you kind of like now I don't have that much real estate to draw a bunch of fucking lines. But if you want like a regular size door because you think that this might be too ugly, that's fine too, but it wouldn't be this color. I would redo it. I'm just going to obviously pull the frame off. This was just I needed a quick door for the play motion stuff, so I made one real quick. It's supposed to be like an elevator door. That's why it's silver. But I got a bunch of stuff in here he gave me with that. Like I said, I'm going to add to thing here. So he gave me this cool little fucking metal beams. Some metal beams here, small, big. I got some EVA foam pillars here that I made myself. And that's, like I said, just some more beams that I'm going to add to his, to Mikey's dio here. These two, Mike, I don't know if you want these. Mike, if you want these to add as a decoration, let me know. I'll throw these into with the dumpster. Because he gave me a bunch of these like beat up fucking looking things. So this one I'm going to keep for myself. But he gave me this nifty little piece that I'm thinking about adding. I don't know, because I don't know if it's going to look right. Because it's kind of broken. And I don't want to go crazy. But he gave me some fireplace racking. And I was thinking about putting it here on the window. Because he gave me a few. But I think they're messed up. They didn't print right. Because they're kind of like on an angle. And they're both going the same way. Like he doesn't have one going the opposite way. So I couldn't like put like this across the top. It could only go one way. So it'd be almost like a balcony. And I'm not doing that. So we're not going to use those. So I'm probably just going to use these windows on one. I might even put them a little higher, Mikey, because I don't think windows would be too low. So like that, maybe right there on it. And then right there. So you got two windows right there. Like I said, I don't mind this because it takes away from the amount of lines that I have to draw. But I'm going to have to draw a lot of lines on this one anyway, so it's not really going to matter. So I just got to figure it out. But yeah, man. So we're going to start drawing lines because that's the most annoying part. But these definitely, I'm going to give you those windows. I might board those windows up instead of adding plastic, but I do have plastic right over here that I can add if I just want to make a regular window. But we're going to see what I can work with here. For the inside, I got some Sintra, Sintra, right? This is, or styrene rods, styrene plastic, some EVA foam strips. That's going to be a lot of my, I'm going to make the pillars. So I'm just going to basically line the pillars like this. So it'll just kind of look like inside the building and shit. But I'm probably going to use this one because I have more of these and they're longer. So you can kind of like neaten it up. In terms of paint, much easier to paint than than XPS, because XPS has to be coated in a bunch of sealant so you don't fucking melt it if you hit it with spray paint. I mean, some people say that you can spray paint, but you have to be real far away and kind of let the paint just fall onto the XPS foam. But even then, it eats away at it very slowly. You still see kind of a textured finish at the end because it starts to kind of eat away at the XPS. That's from my experience. Even when I did stand far away and did all that shit. EVA foam to me is tried and true. You give it a backing like this, it's not going to fucking bend on you. It's going to be fine. You could melt this. You can do all kinds of the same details you can get with XPS foam. You can get it with this. I feel like this is much easier to work with because like I'll draw lines now. You'll see you can leave the lines as is. You don't have to burn them in. I'm going to burn them in because that's just how I am. I'm a fucking nut job. But this foam is good. And like I said, if you get any problems with it, you just hit it with heat. And a lot of the times your mistake goes away. So, like I said, I've used it so many times with cosplay that it just has become my my tried and true method. So let's get to work. All right. So I'm going to just do two lines. Now, in terms of the windows, I'm not going to I could theoretically just put the windows here now and draw the squares out and then just draw my lines around the squares. See, I don't know if I should put a garage door. This way. All right, so you want the windows up higher. All right, I got you. Yes, definitely pick up those pallets from the dollar store, brother. Definitely do. Holy shit, Conhuesos is in the house. I haven't seen you in so fucking long, brother. How you doing, man? Yes, you will, my love. All right, so I'm gonna move those lights off for you. Now, Mikey, did you mind the big door or do you want a small door? If you want a small door, that's not a problem neither. I think I got the wood out in the garage. I'll just, like I said, I'll frame that out later. I'm not worried about that right now. But in terms of the lines, I use clear ruler. It has all kinds of lines, as you can see. So it's very, it's the best ruler when it comes to making bricks. Make sure you have it the right way, right? So it's this way across the shelf. So it's going to be sitting this way. It's going to be sitting this way across the shelf. So the lines, your main lines, are going to have to go this way. You know, when it comes to the the brick lines, as I call them, which is just when you overlap your lines and make your brick pattern. That all determines to me like how big I want my bricks. Now, if we look at main bricks as people, they're not that big. I'm not using center blocks, so I usually go. I will go 1/4 of an inch if I'm doing like, I guess if you're doing center blocks, you could. I gotta sit because my back is fucked up. I usually stand when I work, but not anymore. I'm an old man. I'm confused. I thought I paid for it. All right. So now I don't know what the second line is. That 1/8 of an inch? I assume that's an 1/8 of an inch. You can go 1/8 of an inch for regular size bricks. But Mikey, I love you, and that's going to take forever. So we're doing center blocks. We're going 1/4 of an inch. Go 1/4 of an inch. Actually, no, it's 1/4 of an inch. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch for center blocks. If you go 3/4 of an inch, I think that's when you're starting to kind of get a little bit more towards the 1/10. They would use center blocks and shit. Also, I'm not going to go crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bricks to about maybe here, maybe up a little higher, and then leave that. Maybe that's like a cement that's for the next floor. So here comes the most annoying part. The most annoying part of this whole process is the lines. Ask anybody who does the dioramas. I notice a lot of times people would prefer to do cave dioramas or anything else because of how annoying bricks are. Everybody I've talked to, whether it be Ibrahim Mustafa, fucking Basco Toys, Duarte, everybody, they all hate bricks. It takes fucking forever. So now that I'm going half inch, you essentially know where to draw your lines. So you just go every 1/2 inch, draw your pilot line, as I call it, pilot hole. This one, you can hear that. I hear the echo in the other microphone. Now, if you mess up here at the end, just know that you're gonna cover this up with like a line of trim. So, don't always die. Never worry about the ends. So, because the ends, any diorama, you're always going to cover it with something. So you're always going to have, whether it's molding, like a joint piece that goes to like a corner piece is going to connect to another side of the diorama. So just always know that these pieces are always going to get hidden. So if even you mess up a little bit on the end, don't fret. $13 Booyah. So I don't know if you could see those lines because it's very dark. But now we're going to do the same fucking thing on this side. Every ½ inch, you draw a line. I'm going to just, for my eyes, because my eyes are starting to fucking, because of the goddamn migraines. Everything I start to see double. When it comes to the brick lines too, I eyeball it. So like I'll go, the first line I'll measure out. So like these are the bricks. I'll probably go maybe 3/4 of an inch long. And then that second line I'll just eyeball. And then so every other line will be measured correctly, and then I eyeball the second one. My method, again, you do not have to. All right, so we got our lines drawn on this one. Let's do one at a time because I don't want to fuck it up. I have fucked up brick lines so many times. Anybody else out there has fucked them up? Sound off in the comments below. I feel your goddamn pain. And so you already get that line. I don't know if you could see it. You'll probably see it when I'm done. I don't have to burn now. If I did it on this piece of foam before I hit it with the heat gun, because I noticed after you hit it with a heat gun, if you try it after you hit it with a heat gun, you don't get the same type of result if you do it before you hit it with a heat gun. If I would have drew these lines in before I heated it up, then cut it with an X-Acto knife, then heated it up, the lines would have opened up and I wouldn't even have had to burn. But because this was a roll, I had to heat it up to kind of get it flat. So I have to burn the lines now. I mean, you could try it. Sometimes it'll work. But to my experience, I've never seen it really work all that great after it's heated up. It doesn't really open up much more after that. Once you close the cells the first time with the heat, that's the end. Now, ½ inch line, the bricks are a little bit big, but to a 1/12 scale figure, it's not that bad. Like I said, if you went a 1/4 inch, it probably would have been perfect. But now you're talking, I mean, possibly double the amount of lines you have to draw now. And consider I'm going to add a door, I'm going to add a control panel, I'm going to add a bunch of shit to it. I don't want to go crazy with the thin bricks. If you guys have the same type of shelf as Mikey, I hope this helps you if you're thinking about building a diorama for it. When he hit me up and asked me about it, I jumped at the chance because I like to do things that I've never done before. I've never built a diorama for a shelf. So when he asked, I said I would love to try it. Same thing when Artie handed me the Technodrome and said, "Hey man, you got carte blanche to do what you want. I just want it to look good when you give it back." I said, "I accept the challenge, bud. Thank you so much." Now, I apologize ahead of time. My back is already on fire. So when I'm done with this one set of lines, I'm going to take my first smoke break. So as long as you don't tell my supervisor, we'll be okay. Your pencil doesn't have to be ultra sharp. If your pencil is very, very sharp, with EVA foam, it'll break the tip every time. So very sharp pencils are good for XPS foam, but even then, it tends to break. They always suggest more of a rounded tip on the pencil, so that you don't snap the tip. You could use a pen on EVA foam as well. I would recommend that because a pen kind of digs in pretty good, and the lines, you'll see them better with the ink. But I've always worked with a pencil when it came to art class. So. And when I sit down for my smoke break, I will start to work on the Technodrome as well. Just the next couple episodes of this will mostly be Mikey's stuff here and Artie's Technodrome. And then after that, I'm going to work on my custom Batman figure. And that's where we're going to learn how to dye action figures, because I've never done that before, and I'm excited to see how that's going to work out. I have 2 customs that I want to work on. I've already asked Same Time and Mikey if they were good ideas, and I already got them both from both of them saying, yeah, that could work. And one is obviously the Batman, and 2 is Burt Reynolds, the Bandit, from Smokey and the Bandit. Because now I'm already thinking in my head, I got to find a 1/12 scale Trans Am. Smokey and the Bandit was like my dad's favorite movie. It was on my house. It's a staple in my house. I've watched it so many times. That and Cannonball Run. 1 and 2. Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2. Get that 3 out of here. Although my father loves Jerry Reed, so he will watch it from time to time. But it's not as good without Burt Reynolds. I think by the early 80s, Burt Reynolds was done with the car movies. Now, I don't know if you're noticing. I don't know if you could see the lines. If you can, this already looks like a garage door. I just noticed it. So again, many uses for EVA foam, man. And like I said, when I'm done, I could take this literally outside and spray paint it. I would still recommend sealing it, but all you got to do is heat seal it. So as long as you hit it with heat, you could hit it with paint. I would still recommend hitting it with Plasti Dip. Plasti Dip is a rubberized coat that seals everything that you paint on. But with EVA foam, it's its best friend because it seals, it makes it waterproof. So if you hit it with a black Plasti Dip, you can get a great texture for flooring, for like asphalt, just by using Plasti Dip. You don't have to go anything after that. All right, we're coming here to the end. This ain't the hardest part. This is the most annoying part, because if you don't get this right, you're fucked. If I could tell you how many times I went like this and measured to the wrong line and drew a fucking angle, and it went like this, and I went, you fucking moron. If I had a nickel for every time I did that, I wouldn't need YouTube. I wouldn't need to produce wrestling anymore. Last line. Ooh, yeah. Mikey, that's the first time I did it all good. No mess ups, just for you. Yeah. All right, so that's good. So there's your first one. Guess I'll put your windows probably there. You want them higher? That's fine with me, brother. You got to tell me twice. And there you go. So we'll move this down so you can see it better. There you go. And then work on this one next. But first, we smoke break. I can leave these here. I appreciate Artie telling me that the thing was muted. Everybody, Artie. Hey, Andrew Davis, what's up, bud? Like I said, I'm just working on some projects. I'm away from the computer. I'm back now, so I'm not ignoring anybody. I'm just working on a few things at once. Say, I love it. Happy accidents. Yeah, it's happened a few times, and it drove me crazy. Yeah. Dude, I fucking hate bricks, man. It's the worst. But I'm glad everybody's in here right now. How's everybody's afternoon treating them? So even my wife texted me to let me know. I got the funniest question from my mother today. She's like, how does Apple Pay work? How do I Apple Pay? She said. And then I think she just asked again. She asked a little bit. I had to explain to her that Jay Gonzo, thank you for the message. You're muted, bro. I appreciate you. Already, same thing with you. I appreciate you guys. You guys are all awesome. Dude, it's, though, I totally agree. But it's just like after all that work, though, you're like, fuck, now I got to do fucking, I got to fix this shit. Or I got to add battle damage, and now it sucks. I'm going to try something. Hold on. All right. Wow, it still works. That's sick. For some reason, I have the stream on both computers, and for some reason on my laptop, there's like a delay in the audio, but on this one, I'm fine. It's fucking confusing, so I'm just gonna switch over. So I got like a lot of shit to open. I guess I'm gonna do it tomorrow during the wake and bake. So if you got nothing to do in the morning, 10:30, if you're a member, come hang out. Well, I'm gonna be opening some crazy shit. I got a Praetorian Guards. I got a couple I got mad GI Joes, and I got Road Pig and shit. Like, so I was gonna do it Sunday on the pre-roll, but I might be working on stuff on the pre-roll, so I don't think I'm gonna focus too much on the opening of toys. But we'll see. I'll save some stuff. We'll see. I actually figure out. I'm glad you like that Keanu Reeves impression. I saw you was trying to get that shit over you this morning on Mython stream. I know. I you know what, Shane? That's not a bad idea. But I don't know if he'll do it. I don't know if he'll do it, dude. Hell yeah, bud. Good. Get some good shit, man. Get some good shit. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Speaking of smoke breaks, bring out old Mr. Met. I'm obviously going to have to shut my camera off. Instead, I'll just make this the main camera so you guys can see the artwork that's going on right now. Give you a little ASMR. And maybe I'm just going to talk to you about how I plan to fuck with this Batman figure. So let's see. Let's see. I have some ideas about it. Why is it the white? It's White Panther figure that you've seen all the ollies now. I forgot what his name is. What's his stupid name? Hatu Cesari or Cesaris or whatever the fuck his name is. All right, so let me just share the screen, and then we'll discuss my crazy. We'll discuss my crazy plan for world domination. All right, so bang. All right, so because his head is basically set up like Batman already, I'm assuming this might actually work out in my favor, right? So we'll make this the main screen so we can all enjoy while I smoke up a little bit. Cali Breeze. Oh my goodness gracious, dude. Love the fucking content number there, brother. Yeah, exactly, bud. So I'm thinking going this because his head actually works. Now, I'm going to use epoxy sculpt because these things on his wrists are already there. I think that I can basically fill in to make the gloves. So I'm going to fill everything in, and there's no like forearm articulation, so I don't have to worry about fucking that up. So I'm going to fill that in with epoxy sculpt to make the glove with the little spikes, right? And then I'll switch to this picture. I'm going to get Nighthawk from the Squadron Supreme 2-pack, switch the feet out with either him or the Speedster, whoever fits better, onto there, and I'm going to use epoxy sculpt for the shins right here, which are already shaped out to make boots. You just got to make the front of the boot. So there's not much epoxy sculpt needed, but I do need it. And the fact that it's already kind of there for a base to finish the boot, I think I might be able to make this work. Now, what I'm going to do with the arms and legs is I'm going to soak them in gray dye because I want the joints to be gray, and I really want the perfect. I'm going to try to do the body. Now, I know Mikey's in here. Mikey suggested, he advised against dyeing the body. He said because the hard plastic, the dye sometimes really doesn't take. I don't need it to take too much. I just need it to turn the white a little bit gray, and then I'll paint the rest. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. Brother, I probably have booted feet if you can have. Oh, shit. Look at this. Mikey already coming through in the clutch. My man. Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll let you know because, like I said, the reason I wanted to use this figure for that particular Batman, if anybody watched that cartoon, is his hands, they had clawed gloves. So he had his fingertips had claws on them. And this has the claws that fit. He comes with fists, gun hands, so you could put a grappling gun in his hand. The body, I think, is perfect for that particular Batman because he was very lean. He wasn't jacked. And I was told by Toy Gains and I think Mikey that a white or a yellow body is the best to do custom work on because the paint takes to it pretty well. So I will do, brother. I definitely will. So I'm excited to give this a shot. I was hearing a lot of crazy things about dye, and I don't like the rub on the joints. So that is why I'm going with dye because I could just throw the whole leg. I'm literally going to take the entire leg and arm apart so that the joint is by itself, and I'm going to soak the joints by themselves along with the arms and legs, and then I'm going to go from there. Like I said, the boots, I'm going to get with Mikey here, or I'm going to use the Squadron Supreme. Cape, I'm going to make myself. And then like the head is going to be the hardest part for me. Are those forearms sculpted or just painted on detail? Those are sculpted. Those are sculpted, Nico. Let's take another closer look. As you can see, they're raised. So they're like sculpted detail. You can kind of see how they're raised on there. So that it's like almost like a base. All you got to do is finish in between the lines, and you got a set of gloves. And like I said, I'll make the little spikes out of epoxy sculpt or out of Sintra plastic, or styrene, whatever you want to call it. And I'll just pop them into the epoxy sculpt and let them sit. Yeah, he looked more leaner because I think it was supposed to be more of like a year one style cartoon where he was more like newer to the game. But I just love the aesthetic of it. I love the look of it. I wish McFarlane would make an actual version of it, but I don't. But I do and I don't because I hate his figures. So I do because I want the head. It would be easier than having to go find a 3D printed version of the head. But, whatever. I'll just make it myself. But what I'm thinking about doing too is just instead of really I'm not trying to nail it on the head in terms of how he looks, because I want this to become my definitive Batman. So I'm looking at 3D printed Batman heads that I've seen on eBay. I like a few already. But I'm still in the air about it. So if anybody knows of any good Batman heads that would fit, please let me know. I couldn't agree more. Kaiju, I fucking hate McFarlane figures. I have a set of like an incomplete Justice League behind me, and I fucking hate them. The eye is great for paper. Okay, the downside is the plastic can sweat, die out even years later. All right, that's good to know too. Thank you, Nico. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind, because for this one, I'm just trying to get it because I want to. When it comes to play motion and stop motion, I'm trying to get the most accurate or most articulated figure I can get. And when it comes to whether Batman you get, whether it's a Mezco, whether it's a Mafex, whether it's a McFarlane, there is a major lack of articulation in all those figures in terms for photography and stop motion and shit. And I don't want to spend $100 on a Mafex figure and break him trying to pose him in a certain thing for the play motion and shit. So I would rather do this. My man Zakanin bought me 2 of these from Holly's, so he spent $20. So I don't mind putting in the work in terms of customizing to get me a figure that I can pose how I want, do what I need to, and not worry that it fucking broke. And the reason I'm getting 2 is because I want to make 2 different ones just in case one does break. Oh, hell yeah, look at this. I use this figure as a base for my custom Nemesis. Let's see? And I think it's great because it's white, probably easy to paint, right? It was easy to deal with, dude. I agree. Couldn't agree more, bud. You wash the figure and clear coat him with a nice matte varnish and seal him up. Okay. You're going to need to send me links to what you use, Mikey, in terms of varnish and shit like that. And I'll grab it. Just send me exactly what you use, and I'll grab it real quick. I agree. This is just the beginning, Shane. Because if this Batman works out, then the next one obviously is Superman. And then I want a really good Hal Jordan figure. And I think I know how to make one. I want to take what's his name? Wonder Man. And make a Hal Jordan out of him, and then I want to take Blue Marvel and make my own version of John Stewart. Martian Manhunter would probably, to me, be the hardest one to make, because who would you use to make Martian Manhunter? But I want to try to make a full Justice League, because you take Power Princess from the Squadron Supreme, that's literally just Wonder Woman, and you're, like I said, you're almost home. You're almost there. Superman wouldn't be that hard to do neither. You just get a Sentry body and put a fucking I guess you could even use Wonder Man's head for Superman, and you can get a good custom Superman. It would just be about getting the color right and making sure shit don't paint rub and stuff like that. But and Mikey, if I'm wrong, please let me know if you have a better idea. But dude, like I said, this Black Panther figure might be the smartest choice for a Batman figure. If you're gonna do classic gray spandex style, if you want more like texture and like more like a technical suit, I guess I would recommend a Marvel Legends figure, because a MCU, like a movie one, because they tend to make more of the tactical look. I guess you could use an MCU Black Panther because of the textured suit, and that could give it like a new 52 style look. Just get that gray. But you would have to bring up the color, because obviously it's a black figure. So it's, you can't dye that gray. You would have to bring that up with probably some dry brushing and then sealing. I hope so. I'll see you at the D&D sesh. Back to reports from me. You got it, bud. I appreciate you hanging out for as long as you did, man. Thank you so much. But yeah, man, I'm hoping to do more of these streams so we can have these little think tank sessions, because like I said, I want to get more creative and I want to focus on the creativity. Sounds like a solid plan. That Vulcan figure. That's not a bad one neither. Yeah. He's already the right colors. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. It all depends on if you want a thin Superman or a thick Superman. Hold on, my wife is calling me. Sorry about that. My wife is just telling me she thought that the stream ended. Am I still live? Am I still good, guys? Are you going to sculpt a face or are you going to leave the full? No, I'm looking for a kaiju. I'm looking for a 3D printed head. Now this is fuck. Since we're here, fuck it. Let's look for. I'll show you guys what I found. This is the head that I found and I liked. But you guys tell me in terms of which one you think is better. Because, like I said, I like them both, and I think this one of them you can get because the one of them they made a couple of expressive heads with the same sculpt, so that's why I might go with this head instead. But hold on, let me just get to StreamYard here. Share screen. All right, so I like this one because it looks cartoonish. But you guys tell me what you think. See, I like this head. I think that's great. And I agree with this as well. Comic style Black Panther would be a solid star for Hal Jordan joints. Yes, dude, that's brilliant. I might actually do that instead. See, I like this little fucking think tank we got going on, boys and girls. I'm digging it. But yeah, so this is the head I'm thinking about, $20. But I think that would look really sick on that Black Panther. But I'm also looking at this head. So hold on, let me show you this one too. Because I'm thinking about this one as well. This is the one I was telling you about, has a bunch of expressive heads as well. So this one, the horns are smaller, kind of like the 2004 cartoon. But if you look down here, it has a screaming head that goes along with it. I also have this angry head, but the horns look a little different. This looks like a different head. But see, so they have that, and they have this yelling one that matches with this head. So I like this one. I think this one looks cool, but I don't know if the head's gonna match the body, because I don't want the head to be too big, like it's supposed to fit a beefier body. I need like a thinned out Batman figure. So that's why I was kind of going with the first one I showed you, because that one, he looks a little younger for starters, and it's a skinnier face. So I kind of like that look better. But this one had more options. This one has this one and the screaming head. So maybe I just get both of those, and I can have two swap out heads if I need for. But that's what I'm saying, Kaiju. This one looks like the older Batman, so he's a little bit more beefier. You know, he put on a little bit more weight because he has to account for the lack of speed now. But that's why that to me, the no-brainer is this one. I like this one better. I think this one's much better. I wish there was more expressive faces for this particular one. I also like the shape of the mask on his face. It kind of has, because that's what it looks like kind of in the cartoon. So yeah. Exactly. See? That's why I kind of like this Batman. I like this head better. I think this head might fit. And what I like about this is it has the option here. You can pick Marvel Legends, Mafex, Mezco, 1/6, 1/18, 1/4. You know, so that's pretty sick. The options are pretty sick. That one looks better. Like, yeah, see? So I'm thinking this one might be the winner. I think for sure So I like this head too. I like the earpiece too, like the little It kind of looks like the new 52 mask, if I'm not mistaken. But that's what it's very angular. But that's what I'm going for, Anik. I want him to look very thin, very lean, because that's how he looks in the cartoon. In that 2004 cartoon, he's not beefy. He's very thin. He's very he has this kind of look to me. So these are this was like the heads that I was, and like I said, the cape I'm going to make myself. Now for that particular cape, if you look at the bottom, it's very spiked, so it doesn't have like a rounded scallop point. It has like a very spiky, like it's very hard cut angles, like you guys are saying, it's very angular, very symmetrical, very 90-degree angles. There's no curves. It's very hard cuts. So I think I'm going to try to make that cape very accurate to how the cartoon was. Because one of my favorite scenes, it's crazy because it's from the first episode of like the second season when Batgirl comes in, and he has this point where he gets shot up, and he was attached by the grappling hook, and he lets it go, and he just opens up the cape, and you see how spiky it is, and then he just kind of falls right in to the scene. Such a great fucking cartoon, man. It's such a great cartoon. So I want to create that cape. I really want that. And I love how the fucking cape always went completely around him, and it literally sat on the floor, kind of like Morticia Adams' dress, and had the spikes. And it kind of just looked like it blended in the shadows. It was a very sick looking cape. But yeah, so this is pretty much where I'm at right now. Let me give you a little ASMR. I'm holding this thing. By the way, the StreamYard can fuck all the way off. They jack the price up on you, and they still don't let you use the second camera. You still have to pay $88. What kind of shit is that? Fucking crazy. My wife's gonna be walking through this door any minute. She's gonna say, "What's up, bitches?" I already know. I'm gonna go a little long. I'm gonna do the other piece with lines, and then we'll draw the actual bricks in, and that's probably what I'll call this stream. I don't want to go too long, because we still got D&D tonight, and I don't want people to get sick of me, because like I said, I'm gonna probably come back at you with this one on Thursday, because tomorrow I'm doing the wake and bake, so probably during the wake and bake I'm gonna work on this as well. But I'm gonna open a lot of shit tomorrow, a lot of like old GI Joes that I just had sitting around. So but Thursday I'm going to be doing this again, and then possibly Friday afternoon again, because I don't I'm supposed to be doing Talking Figures tomorrow with Tim, Disavowed Figures. He's been so patient because I've been going through this health shit, so I want to get it done. I owe it to him and myself to finally talk one-on-one with him. So they do, Neek. They do. They have the free option still. It has really nothing, but they do have it. I would like to say yes to you, Action Figure Addict, but my wife, when it comes to video games, she's got to be in the right mood. So if she's in the mood, I'll try to get her on. But I won't say no to you, because I won't mind playing a couple rounds. I can't stay on very long, but I wouldn't mind playing a couple rounds with you, dude. So when we're done with D&D, you're gonna have to obviously wait for it till we're done. But when we're done, you give me a little bit of time. I'll try to jump on. I promise. But yeah, because I owe you that too, man. I've been wanting to play Fortnite with you for a while. I'm no good. I'm gonna warn you now, but I'll have fun with you. But yeah, man, this is the Batman I think I'm gonna go with. I think this is the head I'm gonna go with. I'll call this a team decision. I think we all landed on the right one. Like I said, I was up in the air with a few of these, and now I'm happy to. Yeah, they did away with the $25 option, Neek. I don't know why. They just combined the $50 one and the $25 one into one. But what's bullshit, because with if I'm not mistaken, when it was $50, you could get the two cameras, and now you can't. You have to pay $88. I think that's hack shit, if you ask me. I mean, especially if you know how to use OBS, which I do know how to use. I don't really need this. This is just very user-friendly, makes things much easier because you just load everything in. It's a website. It's running off a server. It's not running off my computer. So I don't need to worry. Like OBS runs off my computer. So if OBS crashes, I'm fucked. I mean, obviously, if this crashes, you're fucked. If the internet crashes. But because this is running off a server, it kind of takes the stress off the computer itself. So that's kind of why I don't mind using it. All right. Well, as long as you don't mind that, bud, I don't mind. Yeah, 88, bud. 88, you get 4K, which I don't know why anybody wants to stream in 4K. You only need HD 1080 because a lot of TVs, people have 4K TVs, but nobody's really watching in 4K. And cameras don't really, because like my webcam, I have a good camera. Don't get me wrong, I have a 4K camera. I could stream 4K, but I don't really feel like hooking up the special 4K capture card for it. So I'm just using my 1080p webcam. So I don't need to go to 4K, but it's like an extra camera you can add and you can do a bunch of extra shit. It's like, fuck you. Well, I'm saying his name short, Neek. I could say Neek. Is that all right, Neek? Or do I have to call you Nico? Jesus, woman. Focus on driving. You're almost home. Get home in one piece. Or I kick your ass. See? Thank you. I appreciate you, Neek. I appreciate you, brothers. Let me take one more hit, and then I'll get back over there to get to work. My back is starting to loosen up a little bit. That's way too much. $80 for like just a couple extra features. Not a lot. It's a couple. The fuck you need this? What? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's people. I'm sure there's people spending the money on it, you know, because they want it. But that's just fucking mind blowing to me. I don't really think you need to spend that kind of money. Well, what the fuck do I know, right? All right, let's get back to work. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to do basically the same thing I just did with this first one to this one. Half inch all the way up. You know what's cool too is you could set this motherfucker together like this. I can make just modular pieces. Oh, who does that? High School Creations, right? They started that modular wall diorama thing. That's cool. But basically, it's the same thing. You clip these together with a magnet. Essentially, this is about 13 inches, right? 15. Oof. You put two of these together, that's 30 by fucking 26, man. That's actually brilliant. Okie dokie. Smoky. Right, so this has some lines in it from the fucking... from the board. I don't know if I can... All right, let me go grab my heat gun. I might have to try and heat the lines up out of that. If not, that might just be the factory wall. I left the door open for my wife now. So I use this fucker that's been tried and true. It has not failed me yet. This Porta-Cable heat gun. Like I said, sometimes it'll take the line, guys. See, I don't know if you can see this line in the middle. We'll try to... Yep, there it goes. So if you see what I'm talking about, you get any cracks, divots, you just hit it with heat, and the fucking heat says, be gone. There you go. Fuck all the way off. Look at that bitch. Okie dokie. Brand new piece. Good as new. I'm glad that worked out. I could have looked like a moron just now. All right. I apologize for not paying attention to the chat. I will be over there for my next smoke break. So I appreciate you guys. Just talk amongst yourselves until I get these lines drawn. I will periodically check over there. Like I said, every half inch. Mikey, I did see your customs that you made for Chad. Those things are pretty sick. Those the Losers. It's a great fucking movie. Very underrated. Like when I saw that was like the exact characters that you were making. Because when someone says that, like The Losers, you're like, really? You like that movie? If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it did well in theaters. They had big plans for Jeffrey Dean Morgan, didn't they? Okay. Let me sharpen this pencil up a little bit. Yeah, it's such an underrated movie. It's a lot of underrated movies. And trust me, guys, before year's end, I will have an Axel Foley action figure. I am going to figure that out. Nice. So I did the one side. Let's do the other side. Somebody's texting me. It's probably my wife. Yeah, it's my wife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. "26 lines. 26 lines. Motherfucker. All right, let's get to work. Yeah, so I got a problem with my spine. I don't know why I keep saying it, but I'll tell you, it's a couple herniated discs in my neck and my lower spine might be crushed. So when I bend over to do this shit, you only get about 15, 20 minutes tops before I gotta take breaks. So I appreciate the patience. Not making excuses, just being honest. And here comes my wife. I can hear her coming down the street. She's beautiful. She almost got to work late today because I almost took her. I'm trying to see if she's still listening. I love you so much. But she did. She looked very sexy today. She looked really sexy yesterday. I was taking a shit. She fucking said goodbye, and I went, "God damn, lady." So you can't be leaving the house like that. Fucking janitors are gonna look at you. Custodial staff. Like, who the fuck is this? These are just the stone thoughts of an old man, by the way. Microphone's pretty good. God damn. I'm in the zone. Pretty good. Gotta take a break. Here she comes. She went into the room first. Hey. My dog gets excited when he sees her. I have to go back into the garage when I'm done here because I got to get the piece of wood that I'm going to use to make the door.
What's up, bitches?
I love you.
I love you.
You look so good.
I know. Also, I heard that comment.
Did you? I know. You want to smooch me on live on stream? They can't see. They heard every.
ASMR.
They heard every bit of that just now.
That's your fault for putting the mic right there.
Woo, girl.
Oh my god, sorry.
About
That
to
was
eat
gross.
my goddamn face.
Yep.
I know you missed me. It's all right. Love you.
Love you.
Was work good today?
Yeah.
Good.
I had ice cream.
I know you sent me a picture.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
Of me literally eating it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. It's a good day if she's eating ice cream in the morning.
Facts.
Okay. This is not even the part I'm worried about. The part I'm worried about is when I burn the fucking lines, because that could be catastrophic. So.
This is catastrophic. I almost said it, but I didn't.
You look like you're about to bust this case wide open. That's me stepping on action figures.
Oh my god.
I got so many boxes here. I'm going to open. Like I said, it's Wake and Bake tomorrow is impromptu Christmas morning.
Check the comments. They probably are just, they all left after hearing that ASMR probably.
No, they're all right.
They're all right.
My ears. Hey, man. All right. I love my wife. You got to hear that stuff sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Got this almost here.
The more I think about it, the more I apologize. I do look awesome.
Stay humble, will you?
I wish I was hyper off the ice cream.
What kind of ice cream was it?
Mango sorbet on a stick though. It's awesome. Or miniature.
That's not ice cream though.
Miniature. What are those ice cream cones with the chocolate? And they have the chocolate at the very bottom of the cone.
King Cone?
Is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
No, nuts with the chocolate in the middle.
A King Cone.
Okay, that one. So we had miniature ones of those. I needed it.
Or a drumstick.
Drumstick. Tiny drumstick.
King Cone was the New York equivalent, like the New York City. Go to the corner store. Give me a fucking King Cone. All right, so where's the other one? Right here. All right.
I'm gonna go for the comments.
See, now it just looks like shingles.
Ew. Roof shingles.
What are those things? Oh, I'm sorry. Now it looks like vinyl siding. That's what I meant.
Which mouse is which? Why you got two right here?
Use the black one.
Black one?
Yeah.
Honestly.
You gotta click on it.
Where is it? Oh, pink color. Drumsticks are for civilians, Jeff says.
Exactly.
Those are the best. Drumsticks are for civilians.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Jeff.
And now we got to draw the little lines, though.
Did you say hi to Crayon?
Yeah. What do you say? Hey now?
Yeah.
Hey now. What's up, buddy? Thanks for coming to hang out. Making some brick walls for JMK Customs shelf. He asked me to make him a shelf dio. And
He said, "You're welcome, Anthony."
Yes.
Is this one on?
But no, but if you turn it on, you're going to hear very bad feedback. Yeah. So, all right. So now, when it comes
What
to...
is this can P-O-R-N?
You don't have to spell it. They can spell.
Oh, I just came from the school. We spell things. Because we don't want the kids to hear.
All right, so I leave this little bit because it's the 1/8 of an inch.
That's what she said.
Well, if she's saying that, then she's disappointed. Yeah.
JMK says, I think I got honorary Italiano status last night, and I think it was solely because of my hair.
Ooh.
JMK, you're not Italian?
Mikey, I thought you had a little bit of Italian in you.
Classing it up with our 2-syllable or more names. Anthony, 3 syllables. Rocco gave me my Italian card as well. Jeff said.
Yes, he did. He did.
Why is that? Because Jeff's a good cook?
I forgot why he gave him Italian status.
I was probably sleeping.
You were. I was watching Monday Night Raw and Rocco. Well, no. Rocco was on at 7. I was watching Monday Night Raw after Rocco. Just doing my research. After having that long talk with
I
fucking...
just understand Italian culture is what Jeff said.
After having that long talk with Hell Dope Toys about pro wrestling, I had the
Jeff, so do I, but not in the same way you mean.
I had the urge in the pit of my stomach to watch wrestling again. And I'm glad I did, because there was a couple of very good matches on Monday Night Raw. I was very impressed. Triple H never ceases to amaze me. Now, I went 1/2 inch this way. I might go 1/2 inch
What am I getting 20 times?
that way.
Jeff grew up Italian, same time said. Oh, wait.
Oh, that's right. He did. He was raised by
Italian?
Italians. Yeah,
Jim, am I being raised by Italians right now?
technically.
JMK says there's some, but I can't, on good faith, identify as Italian. Although Croatia is just on the outside of the Adriatic from Italy.
It's very true.
Oh, you're Croatian? Who's that Croatian UFC fighter? My brother's favorite.
I don't know.
Jeff said that pro wrestling talk with Held Up was very good. I really enjoy it when you get into the creative aspect and talk about wrestling.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Thank you, bud.
Jeff said, Sicilian old lady taught me to cook. Her son mentored me for a better explanation.
And we're doing 3/4 of an inch, if anybody's wondering.
Did you hear what Jeff said?
I did.
Acknowledge him.
I acknowledge you. My tribal chef.
My tribal chef. That was good. That's Jeff. Oh my God.
You know that is good.
The tribal chef. Do I sound exhausted? I feel exhausted.
You do. I shouldn't have went this small, Mikey.
That's what she said.
I'm not going to lie to you. So what I might do is I might make this the trim of the top, and I might go a little bit wide. I might go with inch bricks, because these are a little too small. I'll be here all fucking day.
Garlic bread for everyone.
How you doing?
You just hit 2 hours.
All right, cool. Stuffed manicotti. I can fuck with that. Yeah, so I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch at the top, because it's going to be basically like a trim. So it's going to be like kind of like to the next floor.
Name/family comes from Yugoslavia. Really?
Who's-
Manicotti is my favorite Italian dish, Jeff says.
It's very good.
What is it?
It's a rolled up pasta thing with ricotta cheese and stuff inside of it.
I've never heard you say ricotta like that before.
Hey, what do you want me to say? Ricotta?
Yeah.
It's how you take the ricotta cheese and you stuff it inside of a circle thing, a circle pasta.
That's more of what I say.
Yeah, I know.
Then why'd you say it like that?
Because I'm Italian. Every now and again it comes out.
Do it again.
I can't now. Now you can put me on the spot. What am I, like a performing monkey with you? Huh?
Well, the pretty eyes and the pretty hands. And the
Jesus
pretty face.
Christ. You hear this, people? It's kind of fucking shit I gotta put up with.
Jim K said, yeah, bro, I trust your skills. I don't know, did he mean you?
He means me.
Yes. I am exhausted, okay? Jeff said I use mozzarella, not a fan of ricotta.
Ricotta.
No, he spelled ricotta.
Ricotta.
Ricotta. What about the gabagool? Says Nico.
What about the gabagool? Stop breaking my balls about that gabagool. That's such a great Mad TV skit. The gabagool. That was it. What if The Sopranos was on PAX TV and heavily edited?
I already have my outfit for tomorrow.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know. Chat. Everybody. That's the worst part of my wife's night, by the way, is picking out the outfit for the next day. So the fact that she's got that taken care of, now I don't have to have that whole fucking conversation tonight.
You know you love it.
You know?
You love watching fashion.
She's like, but the fact, nothing goes with this.
I love how you say that I curse that I don't.
You don't, but in my head you do.
Okay.
Because I think it's funny.
Jeff says, bibbidi bobbidi, you're Italian.
Ew, what you doing?
Same type says, Jeff, you still got to use a little ricotta.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a piece of trim on here anyway. Shit, you're not going to fucking shit. Give me a second. I'll be right back. You guys are actually...
Says I do and I hate it.
You guys are actually going to you're going to walk on a journey with me to the garage.
An audio one.
Yeah, an audio journey to the garage. Here we go. Where are that things? There they are. Ooh. Okay, I got some choices here. I'm going to let you pick, Mikey. I feel like a real contractor right now.
Because you're wood.
No, watch. Hey, Mikey, what kind of crown molding you want on the top of this thing, huh? I got this nice little design here or this design here. You pick. Circles or loops. But this fucker will, see?
Yeah, give the trim, you sexy beast, James.
Ba ba da da ba ba ba.
Italian food for us at DFW? I hope so.
Is he?
I hope so.
All right.
No, that's what he asked.
Well, first off, we have to figure that out. Yeah, so
What is it?
that's probably how we gonna do right there. Yeah, all right. So, but you pick which one you like. I got this fancy one, or this more just realistic.
Depends if you get an Airbnb or not. Wow. Did you hear how I said that?
Yes. All right. So
Airbnb.
So we'll start with this one. That's our
Which
one.
one, JMK? You can't just say I like that one. Unless you mean the one that's already on the phone. Not the fancy one.
He likes the more practical one.
Yeah.
A man after my own heart.
I knew you were going to say that.
You're a man of simple taste, Mikey. And I like that. Yeah, sorry we don't go in the other room at 3 hours before we have to go to bed to pick out an outfit because we have to look, quote unquote, fabulous.
I do. I get compliments every day. I will see you at DFW and you'll have to call the cops to make me go away. St. Thompson.
Jesus Christ, that's great.
Oh, someone had apparently used the phone at school to dial 911. No one wanted to come clean, so an actual cop had to go room to room and check to see if the room was okay.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of cops.
1 inch is definitely the winner, Mikey.
That's what he said. Jeff said, if we do, I'll cook breakfast one day, lunch and extra dinner for the last night. That is awesome.
This fucking guy over here. This fucking guy over
12
here.
people watching. Hello.
Hey, 12 people in chat. Thank you so much. Please give a
12 people watching.
hit the like button if you haven't. I would greatly appreciate that. As you can expect more of these crafting afternoon streams. A little bit of lo-fi music, my smooth, sultry voice, some ASMR with a pencil and scissors. That ought to put you to fucking sleep.
The next thing you know, I bust a nut again, and then she stands up and does one of these like, isn't that good? The next thing you know, I bust a nut again, and then she stands up and does one of these like,
I'm sorry, I didn't know it went again.
My lady.
I need to get off this because apparently I'm too tired to realize that it didn't.
No, you're also a degenerate.
Did you say degenerate?
Yes.
Same time says, whoa, the wife got the job she wanted, so I get to coast a little longer.
Hey.
It's not the exact job I wanted, but it's a job.
I think he might be talking about his wife.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Then what did I tell you? What did I tell you? And this was a half day. Can you imagine if I did a full day?
Oh my God. What the fuck, lady?
Well, I
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Same laughing though at the Bigfoot, I think.
Yeah,
I said I ain't gonna lie, I slept for the first hour of the show. Again, I'm exhausted. I need to sleep before the evening. JK said if we were trimming Destro's office or the master bed, I'd go fancy. Goddamn, that trip to the garage got me flush. Jeff said, what a complicated love triangle. Because I thought he meant
yeah.
my...
Jesus, lady.
I don't know what's happening, okay? I'm tired.
You're tired.
Tired.
Just go over here. I'll wake you right up.
Ooh. Ooh, stinks.
Give you a smack round on the ass with this thing.
The crown molding.
We'll make
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm getting off this. I mean, they don't get to see my awesome outfit.
It's good to have you back home, my love.
Is it?
Yes. All right. So now it's just the tedious part. We're just drawing in lines. Thank you.
Photobomb.
I can't really see. It's just see our arms. They still can't see us. Okay. Don't cough while I'm drawing.
Oh my God! Is that for Mikey?
Yes.
I'm so sorry I coughed on your floor.
It's all right. It's going to have 17 layers of paint on before he gets it.
I'm not sick.
Cover all the germs.
I'm not sick. So I can't believe I lost a half a pack of spokes now. I give up. I don't know why. Oh, never mind.
Who did that?
Same time. Give them your tiny ones.
I showed them that.
I know. I was watching.
Well,
When I
that's
should have been doing my training, but I was watching.
yeah, so I'd say inch bricks are pretty good, man.
Inch bricks?
Inch size. Yeah, so I'll go, I went half an inch up, and I'm going full inch in terms of width of bricks, length of bricks, if you will. And then usually what I do is you just paint like a solid red, then add spackling, and then I go through with a small brush and touch up each brick, painted different variations of reds, so that it has like a nice, cool little contrast of color, contrast of reds. This is like the third or fourth time I've drawn bricks on EVA foam, and I got to tell you, I like it better than an XPS. Much better. Okay. Like I said, just work your way down each line. Now you know what size you want the bricks. At this point, some people can eyeball it. Like I said, sometimes I eyeball it. This is for somebody, so I'm doing it very by the book. But you could eyeball it if you want to kind of just speed up the process. That would be your call. But like I said, I'm making this for somebody, so I don't want to, don't get me wrong, I'm still using my methods, but I just want to do it a little bit more cleaner, I appreciate that he said that I can add battle damage, God forbid something happens, but the goal is to make sure that does not happen. I'm already going to add weathering and everything as it is to the bricks and the windows, so... Here's my question, Mikey. Do you want it more like a club? Maybe a seedy back alley club? Or do you want it more like a factory? What would you rather see on your shelf in terms of like the back of a factory building or back of a brick building? And here's the thing too, Shane, for this stuff. Like I know when you pick up XPS foam at Home Depot, wherever you get it, you gotta like strap it down, make sure it doesn't blow the fuck all over or snap. Because like if the wind catches it, happened to me. One time I made a giant actual 1-to-1 scale brick wall out of XPS. And I was driving on a highway with it and the wind caught under it and it snapped in half. Luckily it snapped at where I drew the lines in terms of the bricks. So it just made it look cool. But it snapped off in the middle of the highway. I had to go get it. With EVA foam, it's already rolled up. You just put it inside your fucking car. All you gotta do is heat it up to straighten it out. Like I said, it's just, to me, the more sensible foam to use for this shit. Because like I said, you glue this down to a piece of cardboard. Or even this. If I would have taken a whole piece of this this board and just glued this whole piece of EVA foam to it, which I could have done, I would have had even more because a roll of EVA foam is 24 inches wide by 5 feet long. I could have made my buildings straight up like this, which I am now considering doing because, like I said, I'm doing this. This was a challenge. I've never done this before. So now this is a whole new method. Gluing this thing to the back, and I kind of like how it looks. Doesn't take up much space. Look how thin that is. About a quarter of an inch. Maybe 5/16 of an inch thick now with this thing on it. It doesn't take up as much space. So if you want to store these in a garage or in a fucking closet, you could stack them much easier than XPS foam, which is a half-inch thick. You stack a floor 2 walls or floor 3 walls. Now you're talking a thick piece, and you can't maneuver that shit. If this shit, you can even roll it up. If you don't glue it to a piece of wood, you can roll the shit up, put it away. You can have it like a play mat. Like you can make your flooring out of this and make your walls out of XPS foam and just roll your floor up and put it off to the side. Because this is already black. You don't really have to fucking paint it. It's a black fucking floor. So for streets and shit, I'm trying to think in terms of like storage space too, because you got to find a spot for all this shit when you're done with it. Like I said, it's not that bricks are hard. I think it's just bricks are tedious. I think that's what everybody hates them because they just time consuming. I also get the Rust-Oleum textured paint, the brick texture. That's how I paint my bricks. and it gets that real great texture. Another food for thought. When you go to Home Depot, look for the textured, like they have the hammered texture, which is cool for metals, but they have the brick texture. Find that brick texture. It's very good paint for this shit. That is probably the paint I'm going to look for when I do this, the paint job for this. Is that exact paint? If not, you spray paint it, and then you could like, since you're gonna spray paint it flat down like this, you could sprinkle sand on it, and then spray it again, and then the sand will dry, and you'll get a good texture. But don't put a little bit. Sprinkle the whole fucking thing like you're salting a goddamn pork shoulder. Cover the whole fucking thing, and then spray it again, and the glue will hold it in place. Yeah, you could change. You could change, baby. We're supposed to do a thing? I said tomorrow.
Why did you say tomorrow?
Because I'm doing this today.
When I left, you said you wrapped it up like tomorrow.
Probably got to do a line or two and then take another break because my back is starting to kill me. Because once you get in the zone, it gets much easier. Like I said, it's just a fucking amount of time. Because now you have to go back through it with the hot knife. Like I said, you could skip this step and just do the hot knife, but I like a guide. I like something to go off of. There's already a line there, so you're liable to stay in the line more if it's already there. All right. One more line and then I'm done. For now. Yeah. Just go an inch. You start your first line, you go an inch. The second line, you start at a half inch. That's how you do it. And you just make sure you're on the right line. You do the right line. Try to get it as neat as possible or as straight as possible, because when you burn that line, you'll still see the pencil line. Okay. There you go. All right. So here's your brick pattern. Started. Not bad. Take this break. And we're back. Okie dokie. So there you have it. There's your brick pattern already coming to light. I always think of it being like an old warehouse. All right, so you want like an old warehouse. You don't want the club. You got it, bud. So I'll do the old warehouse. Easy enough for me. Because I was thinking about adding like air conditioning units, but I don't want to take too much of your space up because I don't know how you want to set your guys up and shit. But I'm gonna have like a lot of detail on it because I want it to look cool on your shelf. I was even thinking about getting crazy ambitious because it's Halloween and getting like the little battery lights, but I don't want you to have to hide shit because you already have lights on it. So I'm not gonna go that crazy. But I am gonna put a lot of detail on here though, for real. It sounds like a typewriter. What the writing and shit? What's the action you're portraying in the cube, Mikey? That's a good question too, Jeffrey. Thank you, bud. Yeah, because that's really what's the motivation behind the diode. The diode is what I would like to do is I don't know if you're sitting next side by side, but if you are, I'd like to have it almost look like it connects. So like it look like you put the door back to back with the factory, and I'll have the factory with the door too. So it look like it'll go into the fucking factory. If that's next to each other, if it's two different shelves, I won't do that. But your call. It's your dial, your shelf. But you do it with you want. I'm just excited to make it for you, but I'm definitely doing that. Yeah, for sure, especially with the windows and stuff. Like, so I'm gonna add the trim at the top, so it looks like a ledge that goes to the next floor. And then I'm gonna add some piping, like I said, down the thing. I might add like a little key code thing to get into the factory building. And I guess I'm gonna add that dumpster piece too that he has. So it all depends on where you put the dumpster, because the dumpster has to sit a certain way. It has to sit this way against his shelf. So wherever he puts it, it has to sit on the right side. So it comes up. He can even put this up against his shelf if he wants. I can't really put it this way, I mean, I guess he could put it up against a wall like this sideways. But to me, the only way this dumpster is going to work is if you put it up against the back of the back of the shelf with a mirror, so it looks full. Like I said, that's just me. I was thinking about that too. I have a couple of 3D printed pieces of it, so that's still a possibility. I'm not going to rule it completely out, but I don't want to take up too much. I don't want it to wind up, because I'm trying to eliminate space by using this foam. I don't want to start now adding all kinds of crazy shit. So, but yeah. So, I mean, I've gone almost 2.5 hours, so it's probably where I'm going to wrap it up. I just wanted to get started. We do the lines and shit, and I guess I'll come back on Thursday. We'll probably do it on Thursday and can just continue at it. I'm probably not tonight. I don't know. It all depends, because we got D&D and shit. But probably tomorrow, work on it again some more, and then hopefully by Thursday I'll be adding detail like doors, windows. I'll be cutting all that shit out, because I gotta cut through the foam and possibly through the actual piece of board. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping to keep that and kind of just glue everything to that, the door, the windows, all that shit. So that's another reason why I don't want to put lights in it, because then I would have to. But I agree with this. Yeah, they would look better higher up. I mean, you could do it as the last floor down to the ground level. I guess that could work. But like I said, I'm going to be doing these a lot more. The times will vary. Like, I did 2 o'clock today because I just felt like today it was a good, perfect time to do it. They might be a little earlier. They might be at noon. I might do them at noon. It all depends. But I'll always schedule it so you'll know ahead of time when I'm doing it. But it'll be a block of time. So it won't just be a half an hour. It'll be 12 to 2, 12 to 3, or one of those types of things. It'll be a long block of time. And like I said, I'm aiming for Thursday. So Thursday, keep an eye out. It'll probably be noon or 1 o'clock. Because now that I got the format and the setup of how I want to do it, that's just pretty much going to stay like this. So it'll be much easier for me to just set up. I had to set everything up today. That's why I started it too. I just kind of wanted to get a feel of how I was going to do things. I had to clean, and then I set everything up. So now that everything's set up, it should be easier going forward. Hell yeah, bud. Listen, that's how nicknames are gotten, bud. They just earned over time. So I'm glad that you're a part of the family now. You got your we nicknamed you. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you hanging out. Please come back later if you're not a member. Consider joining. We got the D&D stream tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, where we do. Hey, Woody, how you doing, man? I'm all right. I'm finally feeling a little bit better. I'm still dealing with a lot of pain. And the migraines just haven't gone away. I still kind of have it. My eye is killing me. But I didn't want to be away too long. So I'm gonna start doing streams like this in the middle of the afternoon with just making shit, dioramas, all kinds of shit. So keep a lookout. But yeah, I'm just getting ready to wrap it up. I appreciate you stopping in, Woody, for real. I hope to see you tonight. Like I said, we do D&D. That was fun last time we played. The guys altered the game. Up your weed intake. Trust me, it's up as far as it can go, I think. I mean, at least as far as my wallet will let it go. Because if my wallet had more, it'd be upped much more. But yeah, like I said, if you're not a member, please consider joining. There's hours of content up. I put a bunch of skits, comedy skits, short films. You guys get first dibs on everything now, whether it's Freshly Baked Props, the play motion stuff. The only thing I'll always just be as a regular thing is talking figures. But yeah, man, like I said, it's fun time there. I'm going to be doing more stuff, more members only shit very, very soon. It's very, very soon. Yes, I know. I did. The stuff I have now is much stronger. It's in the 30s. So, like I said, in terms of my wallet, what can it afford? This is as much as it can afford, but, and I'll take that. Buddy, I saw you said that, and I'll tell you right now, give me time. If it's PS5 that you have, give me time, and if it's free, I'll try to get it, and I'll make myself and I'll just tell you to download it, because I upload all my logos from my wrestling days, and I actually make myself the way I did, the way I looked when I was a pro wrestler. And one of the looks is the street look, so I'll fucking let you know, but I gotta look, because I don't know, I'm not signing up for PlayStation Plus. Or that PlayStation online shit, because I don't want to pay money to play games online. I don't like that bullshit. For the computer, I don't mind because it's free. But I don't like paying to play. I think it's bullshit. But I'll give it a look. Maybe I'll just deal with it for a month. We'll see. So if I get that game for free, it'll be like I'm just paying for the game. So I'll let you know. But yeah, that's one thing I like about that game is you can upload the fucking logos and shit. Because people upload like Jordan logos, Nike logos, T-shirt logos. And you can make your own you make a lot of cool stuff, man. Right now, it's at 30. It's a 32%er. It's pretty good stuff. It's Animal Face. It's not bad. It's very good. But I need stronger stuff, man. My back is killing me. The migraines have gotten much worse in the last couple of weeks. They stay longer and they come more frequent, which is a bad combination. So, but I'm going to get off now. That's what she said. I'm going to rest up a little bit, hang out with my wife, get ready for D&D tonight. Like I said, please consider, if you guys aren't a member, consider joining. Come hang out with us tonight. It's a great time. The live stream is members only, but then the next day at noon, the replay goes public. So if you don't want to join, you don't have to. Just wait till the replay. But if you want to help the party out, like what everybody's talking about in terms of like the super chats and stuff, you got to watch the live stream, obviously. But I appreciate everybody who will be there. I appreciate everybody who is a member already. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you, man. And like I said, I got more shit coming. It's coming up the pike. Trust me, a bunch of new members only shit. So, like I said, I'll see you guys tonight. Jeff, I'll see you tonight. Action Figure, Woody, see you guys tonight. As always, thank you for joining me. I much appreciate you. Easy.